on research accelerations. Today, we are going to talk about a very interesting project which deals with the field of generative AI and large language models. Now, this project is particularly close to me as I was also one of the people who has worked on this project. As a matter of fact, I was the lead on this project. And joining us today is Ambica, who was working alongside me in this project and whose efforts, I don't think this project would have been completed. So good afternoon, Ambika, and welcome.
Hi, Ditya. Very good afternoon.
So before we start talking about the project, Ambika, let me
Yes.
just talk to our viewers for a minute here.
Okay, sure.
We have two candidates, Mr. and Mrs. A, and we have Mr. and Mrs. 360. They're both trying to go for the same job. Mr. or Mrs. A was trained at XYZ Institute, and they did dummy projects from Kaggle, GitHub, etc. Mr. or Mrs. 360, they're trained at 360 Digit MG. They worked on real-time projects, just like the one you're about to know about. They attended daily stand-up calls. They created end-to-end data pipelines. They did deployment for on-premise and on-cloud. They attended client meetings. And they had their research papers published in international journals. So the simple question here is, which one of these resumes will get shortlisted? So I think this is quite a rhetorical question. The answer is very obvious here. So now let's talk about the project. So Ambika, do you mind just walking us through the business aspect of this project?
Sure, Aditya. First of all, I would like to thank you for calling me to this wonderful live session. So, before we start with the business problem, I would like to brief our audience about the client to whom we work for. Actually, our client was a Malaysian, he was a Malaysian startup company in the field of edtech. So their aim was to develop an AI application, voice to text and text to speech recognition model. So their aim was to enhance the educational skills by addressing the language barriers in the classroom. So the problem the client was facing is most of the students are struggling to understand the speech of the tutor. This is happening because of the language barriers. It might be because of, we can say, the different accents of the tutors, and there might be another reason like the students are non-native English speakers. So these might be the reason for which the students are struggling to follow the tutors. So, because of this, what is happening is the understanding of the concepts has been reduced. So, which is directly affecting the academic curriculation of the students. So, in order to overcome this business problem, we have tried to record the business objective. So, our business objective is like to maximize the understanding of students who are non-native English speakers. So, after brainstorming this objective, we have also thought to add a constraint to this. And the constraint was to minimize the ascent curve. So this is about the business problem, objectives, and constraints.
Yes, of course. One of the biggest challenges that we face in the edtech industry is that people are from different regions, they speak in a different way, and sometimes understanding a common tongue can be very difficult, especially when things start crossing international borders. So that is what this project is aiming for. Just to add to the points that Ambika has made, we're trying to solve a problem of neutralizing the accent impact on the learning experience of students. So now this is the project architecture. Of course, as we can see here, we were using various different technologies which are very relevant in the market. For example, the data that we took in this project was from YouTube. So we focused on specific regions, which was the Asian regions, if that is the southeast of Asia, which includes countries like Malaysia, Singapore, Thailand, etc. So we took accent for that, and we were trying to neutralize that accent. And We stored our data in S3 buckets, and we extracted the frequency like MEL frequency, and we also use various different pre-processing techniques for text such as lemmatization, stop words, etc. And the models that we utilized were actually at that time state of the art. For example, one of the models that we utilized in this project was the Whisper model from OpenAI, which is one of the best models available in terms of text to speech and speech to text. And of course, we also have the Google models, which allow you to convert any kind of text to speech. So these were the different models that we tried. Of course, here we have a snapshot of the UI. But since today's focus is on research paper, that is what I want to talk about, Ambika. So, what do you think were some of the challenges you faced while you were working on research paper?
So the biggest challenge I faced is like plagiarism. So plagiarism is one of the challenging in research article because it can lead to ethical issues and intellectual property, academic consequences, stifles innovations. Yeah. So apart from this, like keeping the writing clear and concise while covering everything is very important. And deciding how to conduct your research paper in the best way can be confusing. And apart from this, organizing your ideas clearly and making sure everything flows well can be one of the most challenging.
Hmm. And of course, the
Yes.
final question that I have for you, Ambika, is how do you think that having a research paper published with your name in it helps your overall career growth?
So first of all, I would like to thank you for giving me an opportunity to work on this research article. Not everyone will get an opportunity to work on the research article. So I feel very proud to be a part of it. And coming to how like it will be helpful for me. So this articles always keeps me motivating to accept the challenges. Either it could be in professional or personal life. It keeps me motivating to enhance my skills further. Yeah, and it also helps me to gain a deeper understanding of the subject on which I work for, so that can be used for my personal development. Yeah, apart from this, like when I put this research article on my resume, so my resume will get more weightage and it stands very different from the other resumes. So I feel very proud of it.
Okay. Right. So thank you so much, Ambika, for joining today's session and sharing your experience with us. And of course, the fruit of your labor is this research paper certificate published in your name. So again, thank you so much, Ambika, and thank you so much for everyone who has joined. Please do follow us on our social media platforms, that is YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, etc., for further such content. And thank you so much once again for everyone who joined in.